everybody, I'm Mahin, and this is your Sunday in the Studio edition of the Bellydance Quickies. Today we're going to be looking at one tiny little root step, and we're going to look at a couple different ways to take it traveling and to give lots of variations depending on what kind of a rhythm and accent your music has. If you're an instructor, the variations that we're going to go over today are also a really great way to add more complexity for your more advanced students if you teach in multi-level classes like I do, and to also have a very simple version of this movement for your brand new beginners that happen to be in your class. Before we get started, I want to let you guys know I will be at the Vegas Rocks event on the weekend of October 20th through 22nd. I'm not teaching at this event, but I will be there, and I'm absolutely looking forward to meeting some BDQ subscribers while you're there. So if you are, find me on social media, let me know you're going to be there. It's going to be an awesome time. And also, we have online classes are going to be starting at the studio here pretty soon, probably within about 3 or 4 weeks. Online private lessons as well as online streaming group lessons. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned, and you can go ahead and check the link in the box down there to get on the email list to make sure you are advised of the brand new services that we have to offer. All right, let's get into that traveling step. So for starters, let's look at the root step that we're talking about. So this root movement that we're talking about is on a stance where your free leg is downstage towards your audience, your standing leg is upstage. This knee needs to be soft. You're going to start in a nice posture with your pelvis in neutral and your ribs lifted up, and your hands should be out of the way. This is a really common position for this here, but you can also have your hands up here or here, or you can design something else that you like. So let's just put them here for now. So we're going to look at what's happening with the muscle action back here. We have two things that are going to happen. One is that your knee is going to extend slightly and come back. So we are going to use some knee action in this one. So this is going to come from your hamstrings right here. And we're also going to use your glutes on your not standing side, so the free side. So on this, you're going to just pop just the glute on your free side. So not on your standing side. You want to keep it on one side here. So pop, pop, pop. So what this is going to do is give it really that punch, and this is going to make it bigger. So you're going to use your knee to amplify the movement, and you're going to use your glutes to give it the power. So here, when I do this with beginners, I like to have them do this separately, having them do just the knee part right here, and then the glute part without using their knee, and then we can put it together. Pop, 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 like that. So try it quickly on the other side. Find your knee just first, here. And then finding your glutes separately, here, and then pop, 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 like that. Okay, so this single little, pop, I like to call this a butt pop. If you want to just use it by itself without traveling with that specific step, it's pretty handy to use perhaps at the end of a 3-step turn. For example, 1, 2, 3, pop, 1, 2, 3, pop, like that. So you can use it like that. You can also use it with a kind of a back and forth kind of thing, like front, front, back, back, front, front, back, back, something like that. But now let's get into the really interesting stuff. This is when we start to travel, and we're going to add a lot more things as we go and increase the complexity of it. So the first thing we want to do is just basic travel with your pop step going in one direction. So I'm going to move this way just a little bit. So we're going to start out in our stance with our weight on our right foot, our upstage leg, and our left foot prepped on the ball. So what we're going to do to start out with is we're going to start to transfer the weight back into the ball of the foot, and we're going to use that same action of extending the knee and using the glutes to pop up, but then we're going to use that to transfer our weight onto our standing leg. So we're going to do that again. Come back, get your weight about like 70-80% of your weight into that back leg, or to the front leg, I should say, your ball of the foot leg. And then we're going to use the knee and the glutes, pop, to come up and land on this leg. So when we start to travel with this, we have up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Go to the other side. Starting out here, get the weight back into that ball of the foot leg, and pop, and pop, and pop, and pop. So one of the things that you want to watch for if you are teaching this or if you are learning this for the first time is don't try and take too big of a step because you're going to lose the visibility of your hip action. If you take a giant step like this, you lose the accent kind of on the back end here. So you get more accent here if you keep the feet kind of in a small step. So you want to just avoid taking a large step. It's not your best choice for covering a large distance quickly. Okay, so now let's look at our first variation on this. So from here, we're going to go back to that standing step, and we're going to go up to the top, just like we did before, but we're going to go up in phases. So we're going to go up a little bit, come back, and then go up the rest of the way and stay. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, come back. 1, 2, 3, come back. 1, 2, 3, come back. So when you get to this first stage here, you've got some contraction going on with your glutes, but you don't have that full block and stop that you have at the end of this movement. So try this on the other side. You're going to go 1, 2, 3, come down. 1, 2, 3, come down. 1, 2, 3, come down. So that, of course, can be used on the end of a turn like we did with the other one. 1, 2, 3, da-da-da, like that. So you can use that in that kind of a context. But then we can also use that when traveling. So let's go back and look at how we traveled with this before. So this time we're going to push off, again, from that ball of the foot leg or downstage leg. But we have to kind of get this up motion while we're kind of suspended a little bit in the air for a second. So you're going to go up and up like that. So if you can kind of see if I can do this in slow motion for you, you're going to go up and up. So you have this action going on while you're on releve on one foot with a knee bend, which makes it a little tricky, but it's harder to do slow than it is to do fast. So luckily, you can not lose your balance when you take it up to tempo. So you're going to go up and up, here, up and up, and down, up and up, and down. So that's your first variation. It's taking this little kind of almost like a little 3/4, really fast, but on the up part of this movement. So let's look at the next one. So for the next variation on this, we're going to use that same kind of an idea of the little 3/4 stepping, but we're going to use it on the down portion. So let's go up here. So we're doing a regular pop up, but when we come down, we're going to go down a little bit, we're going to come back up a little bit, and then we're going to come down the rest of the way. So you have to get your weight back onto this again. So you're going to go up and down, and up and down, and so you have to get your foot, advance it a little bit, and also get your weight back on the ball of the foot and be ready for the next one when we do this one. So let's try this one on the other side. So go onto your left foot with your right foot free. We're going to go up and down. Move the foot up and down. Now, if your music is really fast with this, you're going to need to move that foot on that third little sub-count of what you're doing here. So you're going to have to go up and down, up and down. So you're going to need to move it quicker if your music is really fast. So of course, if you can do it on the up section of this movement, and you can do it on the down section of this movement, traveling, then you can do it on both. So let's try that standing first. So come back to here in your standing position, and we're going to go and up, and down, and up, and down. So try that on the other side, here, and up, and down, and up, and down. So we're going to try that traveling now. So let's go back to this. We're going to go and up, and down, and up, and down, and up, and down. Changing sides here, and up, and down, and up, and down, and up, and down. Another thing you can do with this step is to turn yourself around, of course, with any one of those variations. You can start to use it to turn yourself around just halfway, or you can go around all the way. Sometimes this is nice with more of an arm like this. And you can use any variation of those decorations on the up part, the down part, or a combination while you're turning. All right, so we looked at a couple of those things. Now, you've got a lot of little different patterns that you can use here. So this is where it starts to get fun. So this is where you can start to mix things up. For example, you can go up, 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 and up, 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 and up. So you know, whatever your music really calls for. So you can really make this as fancy and as ornate and detailed as you need for what's going on with your music, especially with drum solo riffs. So for example, maybe you have something like bum, bum, ba-da-dum, bum, ba-da-dum, 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 bum, bum, like that. So, you know, it depends on what you've got that you want to really work with. All right, so I hope you guys like that one, and I hope it gives you some new ideas for how to use that little basic step, new ideas for how to maybe implement this in a multi-level class if you're an instructor. And if you are interested in having perhaps more practice with music and having this in context with some combinations, more extensive drills, that kind of thing, go ahead and let me know in the comments down there, and I will consider doing a 45-minute or 1 hour streaming class for this topic if you like. And so yeah, that's what I have for you guys today. And if you're going to be at Vegas Rocks on October 20th, 21st, 22nd, I think that's the weekend, then I would love to meet you there. Let me know that you're going to be there, and we will find each other and say hello. So thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.